How many of you know that sometimes love is the reason why destiny does not happen? It is not always hatred. There are times that the measure of love will reach too much to let you fulfill destiny, and so God may cut you away temporarily. It is not only hate that aborts destiny, love also aborts destiny. There are people who love you too much, they won't let you fast. They love you too much, they won't let you pray. They love you too much, they won't let you give. They love you too much, they won't let you learn the word. There are parents that love their children too much, they won't let them grow. And many people do not understand this mystery of destiny. They assume that the only thing that can stop destiny is hatred, enemies, jealousy, or opposition. But the truth is deeper than that. Sometimes the greatest resistance to destiny does not come from those who hate you, but from those who genuinely love you, but do not understand what God is doing in your life. Love in itself is not a problem. Love is beautiful. Love is powerful. But when love is not guided by divine understanding, it can become a limitation. When God begins to shape a man or a woman for destiny, He often introduces processes that look uncomfortable. He introduces disciplines that may not make sense to everyone around you. And the people who love you may try to protect you from those processes. They will try to protect you from pain, from sacrifice, from stress, from discomfort. But what they do not realize is that destiny is rarely born in comfort. Destiny is born in sacrifice. Destiny is born in the place of prayer, in the place of fasting, in the place where a man decides that God matters more than convenience. There are people who will see you waking up early to pray, and they will say, "Why are you disturbing yourself? God understands." They will see you spending hours studying the Word, and they will say, "You are taking this too seriously." They will see you separating yourself to focus on spiritual growth, and they will say you are becoming too extreme. And because these people love you, their words carry weight. Their opinions matter to you. Their presence in your life is valuable. But if you are not careful, their love can slowly begin to dilute the passion that God placed inside your spirit. Destiny requires discipline. Destiny requires focus. Destiny requires a level of commitment that many people around you may never understand. There are people who love you, but they cannot understand the hunger God has placed in your heart. They cannot understand why you pray the way you pray. They cannot understand why you fast the way you fast. They cannot understand why you seek God with such intensity. And because they do not understand, they may unintentionally try to reduce that fire. Listen carefully. Destiny demands separation. Every person who has ever fulfilled a significant purpose on the earth has experienced seasons of separation. There are seasons where God intentionally reduces the number of voices around your life so that His voice can become clearer. There are seasons when God will pull you away from familiar environments, not because the people there are evil, but because purpose is delicate. When a seed is planted in the ground, it is protected. The farmer ensures that animals do not trample it. He ensures that the soil is prepared properly. He ensures that the environment supports growth. Why? Because inside that small seed is the potential for a great harvest. In the same way, when God plants destiny inside a man, He begins to protect that destiny. Sometimes that protection comes in the form of distance. Distance from certain environments, distance from certain conversations, distance from certain relationships.
And many people misunderstand these seasons. They think something is wrong when people drift away from their lives. They think something is broken when relationships change. But sometimes what you are experiencing is divine rearrangement. God is aligning your life with your future. There are parents who love their children deeply, but their love sometimes becomes overprotection. They do not want their children to struggle. They remove every challenge. They remove every responsibility. They remove every hardship. But listen carefully. A life without challenge rarely produces strength. Strength is born in pressure. Character is formed through process. Wisdom grows through experience. If you remove the process, you remove the growth that the process produces. There are people today who are adults physically, but are still immature spiritually and mentally because they were never allowed to go through necessary processes. They were loved too much to be corrected, loved too much to be disciplined, loved too much to face responsibility. But destiny does not respond to comfort. Destiny responds to preparation. Preparation requires training. Training requires discipline. Discipline requires sacrifice. And sacrifice is something that many people who love you will struggle to accept. There are friendships that cannot survive the level of dedication required for destiny, not because those friends are bad people, but because their priorities are different. If you are committed to prayer and they are committed to pleasure, eventually there will be tension. If you are committed to spiritual growth and they are committed to entertainment, eventually there will be distance. And sometimes God allows that distance because He understands something about your future that you do not yet see. God understands the weight of the assignment on your life. God understands the battles that are connected to your calling. God understands the level of spiritual capacity that will be required to sustain your destiny. So He begins to train you, and training always involves separation. There are lessons that God can only teach you in the secret place. There are revelations that only come when you are alone with Him. There are dimensions of strength that are developed when human encouragement is no longer available, and you must depend completely on God. Many people fear loneliness, but sometimes loneliness is the classroom where destiny is formed. It is in those quiet seasons that God begins to shape your character. It is in those hidden seasons that God begins to deepen your understanding. It is in those isolated seasons that your spiritual roots grow deeper. Destiny requires courage. It takes courage to stay committed to prayer when no one around you values prayer. It takes courage to remain disciplined when others are relaxing. It takes courage to say no to distractions when everyone else is saying yes. It takes courage to follow God even when people misunderstand your choices. The truth is that not everyone around you will understand the calling of God upon your life. Some will think you are doing too much. Some will think you are too serious. Some will think you should slow down. But destiny is not determined by the opinions of people. Destiny is determined by obedience to God. When God calls a man or a woman, that call comes with responsibility. And the danger is that if you listen too much to the voices around you, you may begin to ignore the voice within you. And the voice within you is the voice of purpose. This is why you must develop spiritual discernment. You must learn to appreciate people who love you, while also recognizing that not every expression of love supports your destiny. Some love is emotional, some love is protective, but destiny requires purposeful love. Purposeful love will push you closer to God. Purposeful love will encourage your spiritual discipline. Purposeful love will support your growth even when it is uncomfortable. A person who truly loves you in alignment with destiny will not discourage your prayer life. They will not mock your fasting. They will not weaken your passion for the Word. Instead, they will strengthen it. They will remind you of who you are becoming. They will encourage you when the process becomes difficult. They will support your commitments to God. But if love begins to pull you away from God, then wisdom is required, because destiny lost is not easily recovered. Years can disappear in comfort. Years can disappear in distraction.
Years can disappear listening to voices that mean well but do not understand your assignment. And one day you wake up and realize that time has passed. This is why there must come a moment in your life where you make a decision that your destiny will not be negotiated, a decision that your spiritual growth will not be compromised, a decision that your relationship with God will remain your highest priority. Because at the end of your life, you will not stand before people to explain your destiny. You will stand before God. And the question will not be whether people approved of your discipline. The question will be whether you obeyed His voice. Did you guard the fire of prayer? Did you remain faithful to the Word? Did you embrace the process that prepared you for purpose? Did you choose growth over comfort? These are the questions that define destiny. So honor the people who love you, respect them, appreciate them, but never allow love to become a cage that prevents you from becoming who God has called you to be. Sometimes the greatest act of faith is the courage to follow God, even when the people around you do not understand the journey. And if you remain faithful through the seasons of discipline, through the seasons of isolation, and through the seasons of preparation, a day will come when destiny will speak. The same people who once questioned your dedication will see the results of your obedience. The same people who did not understand your sacrifices will witness the hand of God upon your life. Because destiny may be delayed by comfort, but it is always revealed through faithfulness. So guard your heart, guard your discipline, guard your relationship with God. Because the future that God has prepared for you is too important to lose to comfortable love.